Hey there, PPC pros. Andy Craig here with Ad Habit, where we turn clicks into cash. Welcome back to our channel. Today we're exposing some major strategies in Amazon advertising. We'll dive deep into how to leverage top of search placements, use your brand analytics effectively, and track your numbers like a pro. By the end of this video, you'll know how to use Amazon's internal tools to boost your rankings and revenue on Amazon. So let's get started. I'll see you in the video. The first thing I want to cover, top of search. What is top of search on Amazon? So when you go into Amazon search results pages, top of search is just like it sounds. It's where you show up right at the top of search. Now this is specifically talking about advertising. So you can see here, the first thing you're going to see is a sponsored brand headline search ad. That's not what I'm really talking about here. You can optimize your sponsored brands to show up more at the top of search, but in this video, we're talking more about sponsored product advertising. So as we go, you can see these are the top search results here. And you can see under each one of these, there's a sponsored word there, right? This is top of search. Those 4 placements, that's top of search. And that is one of the most highly converting spots on Amazon in the search results page. For the rest of this video, I'm just gonna call it the SERP. So in SERP, that is the best converting placement, right? So when people come, a lot of people come, they see the top products, they click on one, they buy it, right? So if you're trying to rank on a keyword, if you're trying to push sales, this is a great spot to do it, as long as your listing is completely ready, fully optimized. I covered that in the last video. You should see it up in this corner here. That covers the complete optimization of the listing and how to convert better than your competitors. All right, so this is top of search, and how do we show up more at the top of search? And why is it important? I covered why it's important because it's the best converting spot. You're gonna get higher visibility, higher conversion rates. And let's jump in and talk about how to achieve it. All right, how do we optimize our bids to show up more at the top of search? So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna drop right into Amazon Campaign Manager here. And this is gonna default to the campaign level. And as you're going through your campaigns, you're gonna see something called top of search impression share. Right, this is gonna tell us how much we're showing up at the top of search. Some campaigns you may want to, some campaigns you may not. But if you're really trying to push top of search, you're gonna see that metric. It's a very important metric to show how much impression share you have versus competitors at the top of search. And if you have any questions, just read through that. It'll cover all the details there. All right, so let's jump into the campaign and show you how to optimize for the top of search. So here, once you get into the campaign, you're gonna select placements here. This is where you can control how much you can increase your bid to show up more on a placement, right? So you can see here, we have this bid adjustment column. Feel free to look at the info there as well. Every one of these has an info, right? So if we wanna show up more at the top of search on page 1 on Amazon, what we need to do is put a percentage increase, right? If I put a 50% here, this is telling Amazon they can increase my bid up to 50% to show up more at the top of search, right? So if I have a $1 bid, Amazon can increase my bid up to $1.50. Now this is assuming you're using dynamic bids down only or fixed bids. If I have a $2 bid, Amazon can increase my bid up to $3, right? And depending on how much increase, if I do 100%, Amazon can double my bid. If I do 200%, they could triple my bid, right? So if you're not getting a lot of top of search impression share, you want to get a lot more impressions and clicks at the top of search, you need to start utilizing this or just increase your bids. But if you just increase your bids, you're also going to get a lot more impressions in these other areas where you may not be performing so well. And as you can see here, I have a 12% ACoS here, 40% ACoS. Here are product pages. You know, the row, if you like ROAS, 8 ROAS, on rest of search, 2.5 ROAS of product pages, but I'm doing so much better here at the top of search. So what I want to do is start to increase that, right? And you can do a simple calculation and just run and figure out, okay, what ACoS am I going after, right? If I'm okay to have a 40% ACoS at the top of search, you could do revenue per click times target ACoS and figure that out. So let's just do it really quick. So if I pull up my calculator here, I could see our revenue. So I could do 2950 divided by my number of clicks, 162 clicks, times 0.4, which is that 40% target ACoS. And that means I could bid all the way up to $7.30, assuming my conversion rate stays the same and still, be at my target ACoS, right? With all this data, if my bid was $7.28, I would have a 40% ACoS there. So if we're looking at my highest CPC here, assuming that's what my bid is, you can go into your campaign and look at your bid, but let's say, $475 here, right? So if my bid's at $475, I can almost double my bid and still show up. So maybe put like 80% here, and that will allow me to push it up, push my bid way up, and get all that top of search. And then I can start to track it by looking at the top of search impression share at the campaign level. And this is something I'm working with a lot of clients on. We're working with consulting clients, and we're starting to track these numbers, right? You want to build out a spreadsheet or whatever tool you like to use and start to track that top of search impression share every single week with your PPC spend, with your PPC sales, with your ACoS, all these super important metrics, your BSR, your bestseller rank, your organic ranking on these keywords, especially if it's a single keyword campaign, and really start to track these metrics week over week. Take down, note what changes you make so you can track this stuff. As you've heard 1,000 times, measure what matters, right? This matters. Getting higher organic rank matters. Showing up more at the top of search matters, right? So measure what matters and track all these numbers. And we're going to cover that a little bit more at the end of the video. All right, so this is how you control top of search at the campaign level here. And if you do this for yourself, put it in the comment below. Let me know exactly how it goes. I'm excited to see what kind of results my listeners get. Now, not only does Amazon give you top of search impression share on your campaign level, but they also give it to you on your individual target, right? Your individual targets are the targets in each one of your ad group, the actual keywords that you're going after, the ASINs you're going after. Now I know ASIN, top of search, that's a little different. Let's stick with keywords here. But where do you find that information, right? You can either jump into this targeting tab. They're going to show you all the targets on all of your ads, or you can jump into individual campaigns, and they're also going to give you the top of search impression share in those campaigns. So if we go back into the campaign, we go into your ad group. So if we jump into targeting, we're going to be able to see the top of search impression share in here as well. So not only can you see it at the campaign level, but you can also see it at the target level. And if you have a single keyword campaign, you really only need to look at the campaign level. That's just fine. And then you could look at your bid, start to compare your bid, use that top of search modifier to see what you need to increase it by to show up more at the top of search to hit that target ACoS that you're looking for, assuming that conversion rate stays the same. So now that we learned all about top of search impression share, looking at that here in Campaign Manager, I want to jump into another very useful tool for tracking these numbers and tracking your market share in the keywords, which is Amazon Brand Analytics. And my favorite area we're going to jump into is the Search Query Performance Report. So come into Brand Analytics, go to Search Analytics, Search Query Performance, and you're going to see a screen like this. So now you're going to be able to see all your different search queries. Now, a search query is basically a keyword. What are people typing in on Amazon? And Amazon is going to give us your search query score, the search query search volume. So basically, how many searches are per week, per month, per quarter, whatever we're looking at, monthly, quarterly, right? You can look at individual weeks, individual month, individual quarters, right? We're going to stick to week here, and we're going to be able to see what is that search volume. And then you could see this is the search funnel impressions, search funnel clicks, search funnel cart ads, and search funnel purchases, right? So if we start over here, you can start to measure what is your impression share total in the search query results on that keyword. And what we want to look at is as we're scrolling through, okay, we have a 20% brand share of the impressions. We have a 85% brand share of the clicks, a 91% brand share of the cart ads, and a 92% brand share of the purchases. Okay, now this is a branded keyword here. Right, if we look at another keyword over here that's non-branded, you can see 6.6% of the impressions, 4.8% of the clicks, 5.1% of the cart ads, and then 6.5% of the purchases. So that's telling me, okay, it's about equal. I have equal share of impressions, equal share of purchases. If this keyword is profitable for me in the ads, then yeah, let's push harder on it. But what I'm really looking for is where we have low impression share, low click share, but still a higher purchase share. This is giving me a signal that, hey, let's push a lot harder and increase our impression share and click share in this keyword to drive more sales. And on top of that, if you're starting to, listen to me and track your organic ranking, track all these numbers every week, you can come in here and see if you're actually increasing your brand share of purchases, right? You're getting more market share. You're taking away sales from your competitors, bringing more sales into your own products, right? And this is a great way to track it. You could look at the brand view. If you have one product, you can look at the individual ASIN view, and it's going to show you the same data if you have multiple products. And what we do at Ad Habit is we go in and check each one of the products every single week, especially the ones that we're really trying to rank on, we're really trying to push, and we could track this purchase share. Because what search volume does, it goes up and down, it fluctuates, but we want to remain constant on our purchase share or increase our purchase share. So we're getting more sales away from our competitors and more into our own products. All right, so what I recommend to do is download this data, track it every single week. I use a tool called FBA Excel, which pulls all this in and does a lot of the work for me, so I don't have to analyze it myself. They give me the data, and I could bring it in and compare it with my PPC, all that stuff, organic rank, sponsored rank, everything side by side. It makes it super easy. Soon here, I'm going to make a whole series on FBA Excel and how everything works, and it's going to make your life a hell of a lot easier. All right, the next thing I'm going to look at in search analytics is go to top search terms. Now, in top search terms, what this is going to show me is the top click products and what is the click share and conversion share of the top 3 products. So if you see a high percentage of conversion share with those top 3 products, most of the sales are happening at the top of search, and not many are trickling down to the other products that aren't at the top. All right, and we're just assuming that these products are at the top because usually the products with the most conversions are the highest ranked products as well. So as we go into it, you see there's a lot of just random search terms here, but you can either type in your ASINs. You can do up to 100 ASINs of your ASINs, your competitors' ASINs. You can search by brand, or you can search by keyword. That's usually the way I do it if I'm trying to rank on specific keywords. But we'll just go off of the search terms that are here, right? This one's toilet paper. So we can see, right, the top 3 brands. We got Amazon Basics, we got Scheinman's, we got Scott. And you can see Amazon Basics has 12.7% of the click share with 5% of the conversion share. Scott's 11% of the click share with 9% of the conversion share. And then we have Amazon Basics again with 7% of the click share, 6% of the conversion share. So if you add this up, with the conversion share, we got 6, we got 9, that's 15, and then another 5. So we got, 20% of the conversions happen at the top of search. So this is really good data to look at. And if you're there at the top, you can see what your conversion share is, where your competitors are. And if they're higher than you, you really need to figure out why. And you can kind of work backwards and figure out the conversion rate from this too, because you can see the click share, you can see the conversion share, right? If your competitors have a high click share and high conversion share, they're converting, right? If you have a high click share and a lower conversion share, you're not converting as well as your competitors. And you need to analyze your listing. You need to look at, the reviews, the price point, the images, like what's different between your competitor and your listing. I was working with a consulting client yesterday, and his main thing was he was not Amazon Prime. He was selling it, FBM. He's shipping it himself. He had a lower price point, better reviews, and the only difference between his listing and his competitors is a little difference in the main image and that Prime badge. I think that Prime badge made a big enough of a difference that people were willing to pay more money for the competitors because they would get it quicker. Okay, so look at this, analyze it, track it every single week. Just like everything else, you could look at it weekly, monthly, quarterly, and I recommend to do all that. Every month, take a look. Every week, come in here, take a look. You could download this data as well and keep track of it over time. If you're good at Excel, Google Sheets, you could build out a pivot table and really analyze this stuff over time. All right, so those are my favorite tools in Amazon Brand Analytics. If you're not using Amazon Brand Analytics, start using it yesterday. Okay, it's a great tool, great for tracking numbers, and this is first-party data directly from Amazon. While all the tools I recommend are great, the data dives, the helium 10s, this is first-party data directly from Amazon. All right, so use it, right? As they come out with new tools, keep using them, see how it works for your brands, see if it's useful for your products. And like many of my videos before, what I want to talk to you about is tracking these metrics. I've mentioned it a couple times. One tool we like to use is Scale Insights, right? Scale Insights allows us to track all of our important metrics, right? I can go through, I can track all my sales week over week, my profits, my conversion rates, everything. And what I like to do is create event tags. So I can come in here and create an event tag. What it's going to do is, hey, I changed my main image here. I push harder on ranking that keyword here. So as I'm looking at the date ranges, I can also see the changes I make right under all my data. So I can figure out, okay, I made this change. Did my data change for the better, for the worse? It's kind of like, you're split testing things, but then you're tracking them with your numbers, right? You could run Amazon split tests, but you could also run other split tests that Amazon doesn't allow you to run in their system, and you can run them yourself, track all your numbers, right? But this is very important to track these. What we do is we track them, we pull them out, we put them into a spreadsheet, look at all of our important metrics across each one of our products, but we also jump into the tools like this, Scale Insights. Now, one of my other favorite tools about Scale Insights is their Ad Insights, because it's going to pull a lot of that data for me, And I can even see my top of search impression share directly in here. And I could open up this really cool chart that's going to show me things over a long time period. So that I can see weekly, I can move it over to daily, and I can start to see all my performance on this keyword. I can see what my top of search impression share is over time. And if I really want to push it, this is where I'm going to come look and see how this individual keyword performs as I push it, right? I can see, okay, I have more top of search impression share. Did that make a difference? Did I increase my sales? Did I lower my A costs? What changed in my account with increasing the top of search? Now, in here, all you're going to see is the top of search impression share. But if we go into the placements in the tool, we're also going to be able to see, where did the sales come from? Did they come from top of search? Did they come from rest of search? Did they come from product pages? So now what I can see here is I've jumped into the placement, and I can see which placements are working better for me, right? So as I'm scrolling through, I can see my placement value. This is a new account we took on. There's not a lot of placement value in here yet. That's why I made this video. We're going to start working on this tomorrow. So we're going to start to look at it, figure out where am I doing well on the top of search, rest of search, product pages, and start optimizing these placements. Now, just like in the keyword, I was able to pull up this chart and see how it's trended over time. I can do the same thing and pull up individual placements and see that data over time, right? I just put in a request to Scale Insights to add top of search impression share from the campaign level to this, and also add it to this other area here, so we could see our top of search impression share and our placement modifier at the same time. So hopefully that'll come out soon. But this is a chart, right? You can't do this in Amazon. You can't pull it up and dynamically look at this stuff, look at the individual top of search over time without just looking at a line graph. This is much easier for me. I like the table view. So if you're looking for a tool to analyze all the data, to pull it out, to track it, this is a great tool to pull the data from. All right. And I even have a affiliate link down in the description below. It'll give me a kickback if you use Scale Insights, and I'm actually making a course for it. So if anyone that uses my affiliate link, I'll launch them into a course, and they can watch the whole course that we train clients on how to use. Okay. And a few months ago, they didn't even give you the placement value in here. I put in a request. They put the placement value. Pretty soon, you're going to also see that top of search impression share column right next to the placement value column. So you can see that side by side and make your analysis of your data so much easier. So closing statement, right? If you're not using top of search, let's use it. If you're not using brain analytics, definitely use it. If you're not tracking all these numbers, tracking your organic rank, doing all this, start doing it today. Okay, and that is a wrap on exposing Amazon advertising strategy gaps. By focusing on top of search placements, using brain analytics, and tracking your numbers, you'll be well on your way to increasing your rankings and revenue. If you need more help, Ad Habit is here for you. Check out our full series on beginner PPC if you're new to the game, or if you've even been at it for a while. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And let me know in the comments if you want to see anything in the future. Keep optimizing. I'll see you in the next video.